Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another monthly video by the Vanners Collaborating.
Yeah, so we are a group of like-minded caravanners, motorhomers and campervanners. Each month we bring you our take on the same subject, and this month's subject, which I think is really interesting, is the three harsh realities of caravanning or motorhoming, which for us is caravanning, and how we deal with them.
The first one that we've thought of is the cost. So obviously it's the cost of the caravan, it's the cost of a tow car if you need to purchase one, it's the cost of the sites and the fuel going to them, and then also obviously to maintain your caravan, so servicing or cleaning and things like that.
Yeah, and you've got the cost of storage, which is not cheap, or certainly for us it's not cheap. And insurance as well. So the two things that we have coming out at the same time are the service. We're bound to the time of year for that, and also storage, and that's due at the same time. So even though those payments come out at the same time, we tend to sort of save for them so that it's not just having to find that money in one go. Everything else, fortunately, our insurance is due sort of 6 months later, so that sort of works out quite well, but we try and stagger all the other costs. Yeah, I think when you go to buy a caravan, you sort of think, yeah, just going to buy a caravan, and
Done,
I mean,
dusted.
literally on the same day we were in the accessories shop, and you're like, oh yeah, we're going to need all this stuff. So yeah, just sort of like have it in mind that you will definitely need some accessories.
Yeah.
But
it isn't just the price that you see at the dealer or wherever you're buying from. You've got to purchase other things and make those payments too.
Another bit of advice is to shop around. Some dealers are very expensive, and some dealers are not. Online is obviously quite cheap for some stuff, but I mean, I would always say, if you can, support the dealers, because if the dealers aren't there, then it makes everyone's life difficult getting hold of vehicles and that sort of stuff. And with the way that the industry is at the moment, try and support dealers. However, if they don't support you in charging you double for stuff, then as a consumer you're going to buy from where it's cheaper. Yeah. Also, something that we found, this happens to be quite local to us, and I think it might be closed now, but it's a second-hand shop. I like everything to be new, and I kind of wanted, everything to be nice and clean and new. You buy a new awning, you take it out the bag, it's dirty on day one. It's, it gets covered in mud and all that sort of stuff. So we ended up buying quite a lot of stuff that I was just like, chocks for the caravan. I mean, they're designed to go on the floor and have a caravan driven over them. Why do they need to be, clean and shiny? So yeah, anything that you can pick up from a second-hand shop is going to save you. The price of like the security locks, they're really expensive, and of course you need that on day one. Don't buy a caravan and don't plan to
not buy those things
to secure it. So yeah, shop around and plan ahead. I see so many posts on Facebook where people say, I've picked up a caravan and what do I do next? And actually there's quite a lot of costs involved in that initial period. So our second harsh reality is time. And for some people, if you're retired, then to me that sounds like the absolute life, but we're not. We both have full-time work commitments, and yeah, we want to be in here as often as possible, but it is just finding that time.
Yeah, I think our solution to that is that we do go away as often as we can, like most weekends. Even if it is just 10 minutes down the road, it's still nice to be in the caravan and be somewhere different than home.
Sorry, just before you move on, I hadn't thought of that, but actually stay local. That's the biggest key. Yeah. I think so many people get put off of going away for a weekend, and especially this time of year, because they sort of think it has to be a holiday and it has to be the other end of the country. But if you're not at home, you're not doing housework and that sort of stuff, and this is a place where I associate with weekends and not with sort of Monday to Friday work.
I think that leads on nicely to the next part, is that actually have lots of weekend breaks rather than like a whole 1 week break or a 2 week break. Okay, it might be nice because you're off work, but then you've only got that set, 6-7 weeks, then a holiday, then you've got to wait another however many weeks before you can go on holiday again. So yeah, just as many weekends as you can, really.
And we're not like overly comfortable in the caravan. We if we were to go away in the caravan for probably more than a week, certainly 2 weeks, we start to get a little bit not claustrophobic, and it's different in the summer, but certainly the bed is not like really comfortable. You know, sitting on sofas like this is not like sitting at home. So yeah, having a day or two means you can go a lot further and still enjoy a nice period of time, but it doesn't wipe out, you know, sort of like a third of your holiday in one trip.
And I think that also is different with the different seasons, because in the summer you're outside more or sitting on different chairs or in the awning and stuff like that, so that does make a difference. The third thing and last thing that we've talked about is planning, so making sure that the routes are okay, access is okay when you get there, and just for us in particular, especially when we're going for the weekend when we've got work, is the travel time as well. Making sure that if you don't want to go too far, you've got a good travel time, or maybe alternate routes to go on.
Alternate routes.
If needed.
Yeah, alternate routes is probably the big one, because if you are towing, you can't just duck off of a dual carriageway and go. I mean, we've just been through some roads here today that, I mean, we're struggling in the car, let alone with the caravan. One thing that we do, and we've done today, we're Love to Stay in Shrewsbury. We then go off and see other sites that we were maybe unsure of, and just drive to them. We don't want to go in, we don't want to ruin the surprise for when we go next, but we just want to go and see what the access is like. So we've probably found 3 sites today that we will go to now in the future, and I don't have to sit and go on Google Earth, Google Maps, and sort of see what the access is like, or watch more YouTube videos. I know now that that's one we can put a tick next to it, and we can go to. Yeah, patience and take your time. The journey here this weekend was horrid. It absolutely launched it down the whole way, and it was all motorway and dual carriageway, so you're constantly getting that. And you know, normally I overtake lorries, particularly on a longer journey. You know, for the sake of 5 or 10 mile an hour extra, it's worth getting past a lorry stuck in the slow lane the whole way here.
And I think that was the thing, is when you're on those types of roads, motorways and dual carriageways, it can not be raining, but because of all the spray, it's horrid. So it was not a nice journey here, really. Yeah,
so just plan, leave plenty of time. You know, like I say, we can't get on here till such and such time. So if we leave early enough, then you know, and you do have to be careful. That's something that you do have to be careful of as well, is not to get here too early, because lots of sites won't accommodate you, and they'll tell you to go away. And then when you've got a big car and a big caravan, there's not a lot of places you can go and chill out at. Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to head over to the other channels in the collaboration and watch their videos too.
Yeah, I will put a link to their pages and to the playlist in the description below, so there's no excuses for... Whoa.
I know, I just saw that.
Quick, turn around.
Reggie.
Sorry, Reg.
Reggie!
Okay, I don't know what you can see, but that is well cool. So we'll give them probably about half an hour to set up, and then I think we'll go for a walk with the dog and go and see it, because that looks pretty cool. Sorry about that. I don't know what you can see of us yet. You can still see us. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you
in the next one. Bye.
Goodbye.